Please don't forget to subscribe. The afternoon sun poured softly through the classroom windows, casting golden shadows across the rows of empty desks. I, Rebecca Mason, a high school literature teacher in my late 30s, leaned against my desk, flipping through a stack of essays. My long brunette hair was tied back in a low bun, and the sharp lines of my blazer did little to hide the warmth and curves of my frame. I had always carried myself with quiet elegance, a woman of intellect and mystery who stirred admiration from afar. But nothing had prepared me for the way one of my students, Mack, had begun to look at me. At just 19, Mack was smart, respectful, and driven, the kind of student teachers remembered long after graduation. But in recent months, his gaze had deepened, his words grown more thoughtful, more personal. I noticed how he stayed behind after class, helping me straighten chairs or talking about poetry with a tenderness in his voice. There was something about the way he said my name, how his eyes searched mine like they held secrets he longed to understand. At first, I dismissed it as a harmless crush, the kind every young man might feel for someone older. But slowly, it became impossible to ignore. It was on a quiet Friday, with no one else in the room, that I finally addressed it. "Mack," I said, placing a graded essay on the desk in front of him. "What do you see in me?" He looked up, startled but not afraid. "What do you mean, Ms. Mason?" I folded my arms, my voice soft but serious. "What did you see in my body, in me, that made you fall in love with me? I am not someone who is easy to love. My body is not worthy of your youth. You are much younger than me, and how will you be able to handle everything that comes with loving a woman like me?" Mack stood slowly, his tall frame suddenly more confident. "Why do you think you're not worthy?" I stepped back, uncertain how to answer. I had felt it all, the passing years, the loneliness of adult responsibilities, the fading thrill of being desired. I had been hurt, loved, betrayed. I had built walls, told myself my time for wild love was over. "Because I need someone strong," I whispered. "Someone who can fulfill my every wish and keep me happy, not just for a season but for a lifetime." "Can you do that, Mack? Can you really make me happy in ways a man should?" He didn't flinch. "Please, give me a chance. I may be younger than you, but what I feel for you isn't shallow. It's not about just your body, Ms. Mason. It's the way you walk into a room, the way you read poetry like it holds the soul of the world. It's how your laugh lingers in the hallways. You think you need someone stronger, older, more experienced, but what you need is someone who sees you. I see you. All of you." My breath caught. I wanted to resist, to cling to my reason, but his words pierced through every defense. I saw no arrogance in him, no impulsive lust. Just honesty. Real, deep affection. My heart began to race, and yet I was afraid to admit I wanted the same. "You don't know what it takes," I murmured. "It's not just emotion, Mack. It's effort. Passion. Understanding." He stepped closer, his voice low. "Then let me show you." I looked up at him, my eyes searching for any doubt. But there was none. That evening, we didn't part ways like usual. We walked together through the campus garden, silence hanging between us like a thread about to break. The sun dipped behind the trees as the air turned cooler, brushing my skin and making me feel alive in ways I hadn't in years. "Why me, really?" I asked again, my voice barely audible. "Because when I think of a future, I see you," Mack said. "And if you let me, I'll make every moment count." Days passed. The emotional pull between us only grew. It wasn't a forbidden story of scandal or recklessness, it was a rare bond between two souls who saw each other clearly. I tried to fight it. I reminded myself of the age gap, the risks, the whispers. But every time I saw Mack, my resolve weakened. He showed up at my house one rainy afternoon with a book I mentioned I missed from my childhood. I hadn't seen it in years. He handed it to me, his fingers brushing mine. "You remembered," I said, stunned. "I remember everything you say," Mack replied. That night, over tea and candlelight, I let go. Not of my morals, but of my fear. We talked about our dreams, our fears, our lives. I laughed more that night than I had in months. And when he reached out and gently held my hand, I didn't pull away. The physical attraction had always been there, but now it was wrapped in something deeper. When he leaned in and kissed me, it wasn't rushed. It was tender, full of emotion and unspoken promises. My heart fluttered. It had been a long time since someone touched my soul before my skin. I didn't let things move too fast. I needed time, and Mack respected that. We dated quietly, away from judging eyes. Our connection grew stronger with each moment we shared. He made me feel beautiful, powerful, wanted. He listened when I cried about my past. He encouraged my dreams. He never tried to change me. He simply loved me. One day, in the middle of a quiet park where we often walked, Mack got down on one knee. "I don't care what the world thinks," he said. "I know who you are. I know what you mean to me. I want to spend my life proving that love isn't measured by age or expectations. It's measured by what we build together. Will you marry me, Rebecca?" I stood in shock, emotions swirling. It wasn't the proposal I expected. It was better. It was honest. Raw. Real. Tears filled my eyes. "You still think you can make me happy?" I whispered. He smiled. "I already do. And I won't stop." I looked into his eyes and saw no doubt, no boy. I saw a man, one I didn't even know I had waited for. "Yes," I said, my voice shaking. "Yes, Mack." The wedding was small, intimate, filled with close friends and family. Some were surprised, but no one could deny the way we looked at each other. The way I glowed, the way he held my hand like he had found the treasure of his life. Later, on our wedding night, I looked at him in disbelief. "You had what no one else had," I murmured. "You saw the parts of me I thought no one would ever love." Mack wrapped his arms around me, holding me close. "And I always will." Our love wasn't a perfect story. It had challenges, whispers behind backs, and moments of doubt. But we chose each other every day. Passionately. Unapologetically. We traveled together, shared poetry by moonlight, danced barefoot in the kitchen. Years later, people would ask me why I chose someone so much younger. I would smile and say, because he wasn't afraid of my past. He cherished my present. And he believed in our future. And every time I looked at Mack, I still saw the young man who changed everything with one simple promise, to make me happy, truly happy. And he did.